Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, our most welcome guests. It's wonderful to see so many of you here tonight. Thank you for coming, but especially Fabian. I love to listen to you speak. Your accent is so beautiful. I have to strain to listen, but that's good because it makes me really concentrate on what you're saying. The reason I have to strain is because of the accent. But it is so beautiful that sometimes I get wrapped up in it and forget to listen to the right things. You are a rather mesmerizing speaker. This is going to be used as an interview for a job.
Yes.
All right. I think you're going to get the job because you sure convinced me. How about the rest of you? Indeed. Now, I'm not really sure what commercial property is. I think it is like business, office buildings and hotels and restaurants, things like that, because I'm not into real estate. Is anybody else as ignorant as I?
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any other hands go up. That's what I thought. I'm sorry about that. Thank you. And for us, for me, it would have been a little easier had you described a little bit of what commercial real estate is. For your interview, you're not going to have to do that because the people are in the business. It was touched upon just a little bit by Henry about moving when you speak. And I think that would have enhanced your talk a little bit more. Are you going to be speaking to a panel when you interview just one person? All right, then it's not quite as important. But if you are speaking to a group like this, there are three main places to stand, shall we say. And all of them should be behind the closest person to you. I'm standing a little far ahead because we should never have anybody who has to look at us from the side or look behind, try not to be behind them, so that when you make one point, because your speech was very well organized, you made one point, I would go to this spot and make your point over here. When you're through with it, make your second point by walking over to the other side and speaking over here. Make point number 2. Point number 3 would be like your summary. Move back to the center of the room. That not only gives a little visual experience to your talk, but people will look at you when you move. Now, I noticed everybody was watching me as I was moving. So that also will increase interest in what you're saying. I love the content of your speech. I would suggest perhaps add a few quotes from experts about your business. And I loved your use of percentages. Peter Drucker always used to say in this very room, statistics are made up. He would say in this deep guttural voice he had. He said, I use statistics all the time. I use percentages. He said, I make them up. Nobody knows the difference. So, that's advice from Peter Drucker.